Right, hopefully you guys can actually hear me and see me. There was a problem with the internet connection. So hopefully it's been resolved because it says it is. So yeah, anyway, happy Monday to you guys. Hopefully you have a good start to your week. I'm just trying to get my headphones sorted out so I can hear what's going on. This one goes here. Hopefully you guys can actually hear me and see me. There was a problem with the internet connection. Right. So let me just get myself set up and then I'll just say some highs to you guys if anyone is here. Can't believe I was actually working from home today and I'm still running late. So we get wrapped up trying to sort stuff out. Just give me a minute. Let's get this tight at the back. Right. I should be all set now. So hopefully, like I said, there was a problem with the internet connection. So I started a little bit late. So hopefully you guys can hear me, see me, and communicate. So let's just get some hellos up. That's not working. Yep, it's going to be one of those sessions, I think. Hold on 1 second. Let's get his comments up. Let's just reset this. Right, Natasha, good afternoon. Blessings. Good afternoon. So with Zobs. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Welcome back. I'm fine. I've been back for a little while. So yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to see you here. I've not seen your name before, so I'm assuming that you're totally new. Welcome. Happy day. Good evening, George. First time. So hopefully you learned something. If you've got any questions, let me know. Put it in the chat so I can answer it for you. And let me know if you've got a test coming up or you just literally just studying. The camera's gone. Hold on 1 sec. I'm still here. Just make sure. Hold on 1 second. And my camera's coming back. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have technical issues all the way through here. No problem. We'll persevere. Hello. Welcome. Hello. Oh, you've passed. Well done. Congratulations. Thank you for coming back and coming to let me know how you got on. Well done to you. What's your next step? Driving lessons or driving test? Hajar, welcome and thank you. Another pass. It's nice to start the Monday with passes. That's nice. Well done to you. Again, let me know in the chat if you're doing driving lessons now or you're looking to take a driving test because you've got experience already. I'm fine. I am fine. I'm fine. Again, Pendo, another pass. Well done to you, Valerie. Hello. I am fine. I'm doing really well. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Just having I would say rest this week, to be honest. I'm not actually doing any work as such as in theory training or teaching driving lessons, but I'm actually just finishing off the bits and pieces to the course that gets released next Monday. Today, congratulations. Thank you for coming. Let me know. 45 out of 50 and 55 out of 75. So well done to you. Again, let me know in the chat if you're looking to take driving lessons or book a driving test, if you can find one, because the waiting times are ridiculous at the moment. Sabrina, well done to you and congratulations again. Another pass. It's nice to start the Mondays this way, that everyone's just passing. Again, Sabrina, let me know in the chat what you're looking to do. What's your next step? Driving lessons or driving test? No problem. Glad to know you can hear me and see me. Yeah, I've got technical issues on this side. Always seems to be at 4:30. The internet works fine beforehand, but as soon as 4:30 arrives, The internet connection goes slow for some reason. And it caused an issue, a massive issue today. But anyway, we're live. That's the main thing. And we are broadcasting. The 25th of November, which is 2 weeks' time. Again, Marnie, if you got any questions, any concerns, put it in the chat. Let me know so I can send you in there a lot more confident. The other thing, if you're going to ask any questions, please put a Q. Let me just put the way it should look. Please put a Q in front of your questions so I don't miss it, because it looks like a comment otherwise. Right, hold on 1 second. I'm just going to catch up with these comments. How do I share this link to my friends? Go onto YouTube and then click share. It gives you a link to this stream, and then just send it over, whether it's email or a chat, email, WhatsApp. So literally go onto YouTube, go underneath the video. It says share, click share. It gives you different ways of sharing it, and then just copy the link and then post it into whatever you're sending it to. Thank you. Not a problem. I appreciate that. One of the reasons why I do this, for some of you that don't even know, that I am a driving instructor. I'm not just Joe Blogs who decided to do ferry training. I am a driving instructor, and I specialize in intensive courses. A part of the intensive course is the ferry side, where they do ferry in the morning for 2 hours for the 5 days. We normally put their ferry test at the end of the week where possible, either Friday evening, 5 o'clock, which last week's pupils done on Friday. If we can't get Friday, we try to do a Saturday morning. So while it's still fresh in their mind, and like I said, I've been doing it for the last 9 years now. My camera's now going blurry. So I've specialized in the ferry. And so I realized a lot of people come in the classroom, they are struggling big time. And that's why the channel was done from the beginning. I didn't realize when I started the channel how many people were struggling. I'll be honest with you with that. But the more I did it, the more people come through to say they're struggling, and I just continued. And basically the reason why I'm continuing, because I get feedback, whether it's a pass or a fail, I get feedback which encourage me more to, especially ones who failed, obviously try to do things slightly differently or do more of. Hence why the course is coming out, because that's going to be a big help, because I can't help individual people on a massive scale, but I can help a lot of people through the course, because it'd be group training via Zoom. So I appreciate that. Right. Let me, you guys, I did not expect, there's over 79 of you already here, and that's unusual for the first 10, 15 minutes. Right. Let me go into the overview of a ferry test, because I always do the same overview, because a lot of you are new. A lot of you haven't even started training for the ferry yet. Just come in here to get an idea of how to start. So I never assume that you guys know how the ferry test works. So let me do an overview, then catch up with your comments, and then we'll start the 20-question mock test. So the questions, let's get rid of this. There's 50 questions, if you didn't know, on the test. They're random, which is made up of 14 different sections. The ferry test had 14 different categories: road signs, documents, incidents, emergencies, and accidents. And they take the 50 questions out of those 14 categories. I always say, if you see my videos, study all the categories, because you don't know how the 50 questions are going to be made up. For example, you may get 2 road signs, 3 motorways, 2 accidents and emergencies, and that's the way it's made up. And if there's 10 of you in the one room taking the ferry test for real, then the 10 of you are doing different tests. It's random. So there's no 2 tests the same. And that's the reason why I suggest you study every category on the ferry test before you go for it. In terms of time, there's 57 minutes, and you need to score 43 out of 50 to pass the ferry side of it. So you need 43 out of 50. You have 57 minutes. In my time of doing this, unless you've got a learning disability, if you've studied, you don't take anywhere near 57 minutes when you go for it on the test for real. But if you have to take 57 minutes, take it. There's no embarrassment. It's better to take the 57 minutes and pass rather than try to rush it and fail. It doesn't make any sense. Once you've done the 50th question, click finish. You now can take a 3-minute break, not to get up and walk around 3 minutes. You can sit by your desk. And my advice that I give all my pupils is take the 3-minute break. So you now can switch from the theory side of it to the hazard perception side of it. And then you move on to the video clips. And there's 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazard where you can score a maximum of 5. One of them's got a double 2 5, score a maximum of 10. You need to average 3 across the board to stand a chance of passing. Your average has to be 3 across all 14 videos, because you need 44 out of 75. Ideally, you want 4s and 5s, obviously, and then on your double, score a nice 8 or 9, just in case you got a couple of 1s, a couple of 2s, or even a 0. That's going to keep your average up. And then once you finish, you click finish, you walk to the desk. It starts printing as soon as you click finish. They should confirm your name, who you are, and then give you your paperwork. They should give it to you face down. And then as you walk in, you just turn it over. Under your name, you should say congratulations. Then obviously, you know you've passed. I notice my cameras keep blinking in and out, but there's not much I can do about that. Yeah, so you turn it over. It should say congratulations. Then you know you've passed. And then obviously it gives you the right to book your driving test. I will add, unless you get the magical 50, I will still look under the question categories to see how many questions you got wrong and what categories you got wrong in, because you can always still restudy those categories. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you need that information for your driving test, especially if it's road signs and road markings. Because if your road signs are weak and it is a common sign that you got messed up on the real test, then you may mess up on your driving lesson or driving test. The theory test is about safety. The driving test is about safety and control as well. So the theory test is the same, but the theory test is black and white. It's either safe or it isn't, or controlled or it isn't. With your driving test, there's safe and there isn't, and there's a grey area on your driving test, because it's not black and white, because you just don't know where the exam is going to take you, what's going to happen. On the driving test, you have to turn that grey area into safety. But your theory test is always going to be safe, as in the options you're looking to choose, or it isn't. And obviously, if you choose the one that isn't, you know it's going to be wrong, which means you're going to fail. So that's the basic overview of a theory test. So let me just quickly catch up with you guys. Marcel, welcome. Blessing Charles. So let me put this up there. Failed my test, has a perception. Sorry to hear that. Again, go to your paperwork they gave you. Look on the section with the hazard perception and have a look on the breakdown of videos. How many 0s, 1s, 2s, and 3s? Because if you failed it, not necessarily that you got 0s, but you got 1s and 2s, because you didn't average 3 across the board. And then if it's lots of 0s, it means you're clicking too early or too late. So go back to the app and revisit that. And if you're getting 1s and 2s, then again, you're clicking too late. So you need to revisit that. But still keep up with the questions, even though you passed the question side of it. Because when you go back, it's going to be a different 50 set of questions. So don't neglect that. Good afternoon, Mercy. Viva, hello to you. Got your tests next month. Again, if you've got any questions, put in the chat while we are live. Let me come out of this one. So I can send you in there next Monday. And I'm nice and happy and confident. If your test is before the live, come back on Monday. Let us know how you got on. If it's after, then visit us on the 25th. I think the next Monday will be after that. Angela, hello. 8th of December. A little way away, so you've got plenty of time to get more studying in, get more questions in. Are you doing driving lessons now? That's brilliant, because it means once you pass the theory test, technically you can go ahead and book your driving test and then carry on working towards it. Mims, my test is in 2 hours from now. Wow. That's dedication for you to be on the live with your test 2 hours away. Again, if you've got any last minute concerns, hazard perception, I'm not going to do until the end, so you'll probably be gone by then. But if you've got any questions about the theory side of it, put it in the chat now while I'm here to answer it live before you go. But good luck with it. And let us know how you got on next Monday. No problem. 40 out of 50, 62. High scores. Well done to you. Doing driving lessons. Theory test is 7th to 3rd again. Got a few more weeks yet. So again, type any questions in the chat. Let me know so I can help you out. Wow, gone straight to HGV. Well done. Just in case you didn't know, the app, if you use Driving Test Success, that's one of the reasons why I love it. You can go into the settings and change the questions to HGV questions, because they got their own little theory test as well. So yeah, you can do that. Use the same app if you've already paid for the full version. Tested on Friday again. Anyone who's got a test this week, put it in the any questions, concerns, put it in the chat, but please put a Q semicolon before it. It just makes it easier for me to spot it. And I can send you into your test nice and confident. 14th, I feel confident and ready to face it. Well, this one's already confident. Congratulations on that. Hopefully it goes well. Come back next Monday. Let me know how you got on. Looking to book a test soon. Apparently the waiting times... Sorry, I'm just reading this. Next month, so again, you've got a few weeks. Apparently the waiting times with the theory test is 2 to 3 weeks, which I find a bit weird and unusual. I don't know if there's a high demand. Because we are licensed trainers, we have a booking service that gets us, I'm assuming it's a bypasses Joe Public. So when you guys go on their website to book it, you just see the public dates, where when we go onto it, we go to the back end and we see just any available date. Because I'm not doing any tests or studying this week in the classroom. As I said, I got the week off for good behavior. But when we book our test for our student, it's literally either, like I said to you before, on a Friday or a Saturday morning. Worst case, we do it on the following Monday, because we like to do it as soon as the course ends. But we don't have problems getting dates. But I've been told a lot that the waiting time is pretty long now. I've also added on the course, which I did this morning, another package where I can book your test for you, but that's an add-on. So for those of you that get in on the 18th from the course, you'll see there's a chance that I can book your theory test for you as the course develops. Right, before I keep talking and talking and talking, because that's not why you're here, I'm going to do the mock test. Right, I'm sorry to hear that you failed 39 out of 50, but this is my concern. I'm not picking you out, I'm not having a go, but because you're here, I'm going to use you as an example. I failed my test 39 out of 50. Hazard is 51, so the hazard is decent, 44.7 over the mark. So that's decent. I'm writing again next week. My concern with that is you failed this week. What's going to change between now and next week? Because you got 11 questions wrong. That's a lot of questions to get wrong on your test. And this is for everybody. I'm not just talking to this person here. This is very, very common. You failed your test this week and whatever score you get, and you think you can book it again next week. The problem is that if you got, in this case, 11 questions wrong, because you should be getting 50 out of 50. Obviously, if you get 43, take it, it's a pass. But either way, if you've got 43 out of 50, 50 out of 50, you still technically got 7 questions wrong. In this case, it's 11 questions. Is a week going to be enough to refresh what you already know? That's the first thing. And then to relearn what you didn't know. That would be my concern. And my advice is this, you don't have to take it, and this is for my pupils, because like I said, sometimes my pupils fail. We don't get them to book a theory test straight away. I get them because they can come into classroom for extra training. We don't charge for that. They can come into the classroom and do extra training. And obviously, because they're training with me and I'll see their paperwork, I can help them a lot more. But I don't get them to book a theory test the following week. It doesn't make sense, because you need to restudy, because when you go back in, there's a different set of 50 questions. Now, just for argument's sake, whatever topics you got wrong, 11, let's say there's more questions than before on that particular topic. You already got 11 questions wrong, which means you're going to get those 11 wrong again, plus what else came from that category. That's the reason why I would not recommend booking another theory test the week after you failed. But Like I said, I don't know you, so I don't know how much work and effort you're going to put in between now and then. But that's my advice for you guys anyway. Thank you, Godfrey. I appreciate that. Right. Let me do this mock test because I can keep going through your comments all day long. Right. Share my screen, which is this one. So those of you that are new, the way it works, we read the question. My cursor thing, hopefully you can see my mouse. My cursor thing is not working. Like I said, technical issues before starting. So we read the question first, and then you go to your options. So in this case, who has priority when traffic lights are out of order? This is A. This is B. This is C. And this is D. So if you think the answer is D, put the question number and the letter. So in this case, if you think it's D, it'd be 1D. I say every week there's a delay between me and YouTube, you and YouTube. So I always want to make sure we are on the same page as in the question number. So please put the question number and then the letter after it. And I will be catching up with you guys in the chat in between questions. Right, Rahima, next month, December. Again, you're giving yourself time if you're booking it next month. No problem with that. James, hello to you. 49 out of 50. Oh, Mr. Magical 50 by 1. But congratulations on passing a 59 out of 75. Well done. Going to start driving lessons now. What area are you in, James? Engineer, passed my test a few weeks ago. Congratulations on you passing as well. Pendo, passed your test as well last week. Oh, there's a lot of passes this week. Don Cali TV, my theory test. I don't know if you've cut yourself off there. I'm not sure. Real authentic Jamaican cookies. Nice to see that you're back. Hopefully you're well. There we go. I just see the other message, Don Cali TV. 23rd of November, 18th next week, 25th the week after. So about a week and a half, give or take. So you've got plenty of time to study. Ask any questions while you're here. Again, 12th of December. That's over a month away, so plenty of time if you do the work. Grace. At least you're honest with yourself. Appreciate that. Yeah, didn't prepare well, so unfortunately got the result that your preparation gave you. So hopefully you've got experience now, because I always say if you failed it, it's not a negative. See it as a positive. You got a baseline. So obviously you would have got a score. And then you would have got the categories you got the questions wrong in. So you now know what your baseline is, and you now know what to go and study first in terms of the categories you got wrong, and then reintroduce yourself to the other categories that you are pretty strong in, if that makes sense. So now you got a baseline. For anyone that fails, don't see it as a negative. See it as a positive if you take the information out of it. 25th, well, that's got to be November, can't be December. Hopefully you're ready for that. That's again 2 weeks time, give or take. All right, let me catch up with the answers before I get carried away. It's gonna be one of those days. Right, that question's pretty much straightforward. Yeah, it's gonna be, some of you are still not even putting the question number. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be A. If the traffic lights aren't working and nobody has priority, you got to go very careful, go cautiously. As a free for all with that one. You're driving at night on an unlit road. What should you do if you're following another vehicle? How long do you advise I should wait, please? That depends on how much work you're going to be putting in between now and when you're looking to book another test. My advice, 14 days, give or take. One, to recover from the way you're feeling, because that plays a massive part. And two, you don't want to like cram to be ready for a test in 7 days, within 7 days. I don't believe in cramming because the information doesn't stick. And especially it doesn't stick after you pass as well, because like I said to you before, you need this information for the driving lesson or lessons. So how long, I can't answer that. Only you can answer that in terms of how much preparation are you going to do in the time that you have available. If it's not a lot, push it further back than you would normally do. If you can dedicate quite a bit of time to it, I would wait at a minimum of about 10 days. I would never book it for the following week within 7 days. That's my advice. But like I said, I don't know you. I don't know how much knowledge you have. I can only go by stats. I work with stats. And I tend, in the classroom, because I see the people face to face, I work on mindset as well. So I know what the people's like, I understand what they're thinking, how they're feeling, all the rest of it. Unfortunately, over a live stream, I don't know your face, reading your face, your body language, blah, blah, blah. So I can only go by the stats. If you got 39, I think it was, that's 11 questions wrong. That's a lot of questions to get wrong for a test that I'm assuming that you studied for. And so, yeah, I would say 10 days minimum if you're going to put the work in. If no work's going in, just here and there, then push it back even further. But you have to do you. Like I said, I can't give you solid advice to follow. 2. Pass my first last Tuesday. Glad that has perception helped you out, but congratulations on passing. And thank you for coming back and letting me know. Right, Manchester. Okay. I've never been to Manchester, so I don't know what the roads are like, but hopefully your instructor will sort you out. So I'm just trying to find the twos. There's lots of comments in between. Here we go to the first one. Let me just quickly put that there because Maureen's just come in. No problem. Hopefully you're thanking me because you've passed it. No, thank you for coming back and letting me know. Okay, it seems like the majority of you are going for the D's. Okay, D, use dipped headlights. You're driving at night on an unlit road. What should you do if you're following another vehicle? Right, a little tip for you guys who's taking the theory test. If it's a bog standard light question, the answer's always going to be dipped headlights or headlights. Sometimes they just drop the dipped, but it's always going to be dipped headlights or headlights if it's a bog standard light question. If it's any other lights, as in fog lights, parking lights, there'd be a clue in the question. So for example, you're driving in fog, which light should you use? Fog lights. You're parked on the road or 30 miles an hour or more, which light should you use? Parking lights. So that's a little tip for you guys as well. Why should you be cautious when going past this bus, waiting at a bus stop? Always look at the image. So if it's got an image, look at the image because sometimes there's clues in there, and then go to your options. Paulina, thank you. Pauline. Congratulations, Pauline, on passing. And thank you for coming back and let me know how you got on. Appreciate that. Let me know what your next steps are. Yeah, again, because I want to see you guys go the full journey, not just the theory test. Go for the driving lessons and pass your driving test. Please put a Q. I just managed to see this. Please put a Q semicolon before your questions. Otherwise, it looks like a comment which I could miss. Lucky enough, I went back. Alcohol effects in terms of the theory test is overconfidence. In general, it's slower reaction time. And in the theory test, it's overconfidence. Yeah, I am pretty good, to be fair. Again, 20th of November, which is next Wednesday, I believe. Hopefully, if it's next Wednesday, got another live. So hopefully you can come back next Monday, get some more studying. Any questions you got while you're studying, jot it down, bring it on and ask the question on the live. And I can hopefully send you in there a lot more confident. Test this tomorrow at 10. I wish you luck with that. Again, any questions, put it in the chat. Again, please put a Q in front of the semicolon. It's only because I'm going back on myself that I'm seeing these comments or questions. How should you learn motorway studs? Go onto my channel. There's a motorway studs video about 2 minutes long, and it gives you a very, very simple way of remembering it. That's the best way of doing it. Just go to the channel. It's visual as well. I've got slides on there and all the rest of it. So go on the channel, look for motorway studs, and you'll see me explain it. And it gives you a very simple way of remembering it. I got a test on Wednesday. Hopefully, I hope you pass as well. Again, come back next Monday. Let me know how you got on. Also, any questions, any last minute questions, put in the chat. Let me know. You want to thank your friends, helped you, put you on the right track. Right. What number? We're number 3. So hopefully I can dig that out. First, we'll just do Vyasa. Greetings to you. Right. Hopefully you learned something while you were here. While you were here, if you've got any questions, please put it in the chat. Let me help you guys out. Again, the majority of you are going for A's. Patricia, welcome. Sneaking through the back door. Oh, you did say hello. Appreciate that. "25th of November. Again, 2 weeks time. 2 weeks today, yeah? So again, you've got another live. Hopefully you learned something. Again, put it in the chat. Don't forget, I'm here to answer your guys' questions as best as I can. Right, so the common answer is A. People may cross the road in front of it. Yes. When you pass a bus, always be careful, especially for those of you taking driving lessons. Look for feet. Always look for clues. So look for feet and drive slower as you pass the bus within reason. You're traveling on a narrow section of a road. What should you do if a horse rider ahead is riding in the center of the lane? The Smith family passed first time. Congratulations. And again, I appreciate you guys coming back. The camera's gone again. I appreciate you guys coming back and let me know how you got on. So well done to you. A1234B. Right, the best. I'm not going to slate any other app. I'm not saying they're bad. The one I would recommend is Driving Test Success, otherwise known as the 4-in-1 app, and go for the paid version, which is $4.99. There's other ones out there, which is the DVSA. They're the people who set the questions. Theory Test Pro, which I'm going to be using in the course because it lets me able to track you guys on the course as well. And there's others out there, but if you want my advice, go for the theory test success. That's for me, it's the best one. It's the only one I can recommend because it's the one I use and it's the one I get the results with. But always, whatever one you go for, always go for the paid version because you're getting the full app, if you like. And there's other bits and pieces in it, hence why it's called 4-in-1. There's road signs, there's highway code, which is another bit that you can use for your driving lessons test in there, and it's got quizzes in there as well. So that's to me is the best one, but I'm not saying that others are bad when I say driving test success is the best. I will also add all the apps that are paid are licensed, so it's the same questions regardless of which one you use. It's the same questions anyway. And I will also add, because some of you still think the questions in the app is the real questions you're going to get on the real test. It's not. There's sampled questions in the app. So when you go, they're going to be worded slightly differently. And there's going to be a question that you've never seen before. And the reason for that is because they don't want you to memorize the answer. So you go in there and just answer everything and get 50 out of 50. They want you to take the information and understand it. Again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of the stream. If you understand the questions, understand the answers, it doesn't make a difference how they word it. You're going to know what they're talking about. And obviously going to go for the safest option. 14th of December, again, you've got almost a month, so you've got quite a bit, Declan. Time to study. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. Daniel, glad you're catching me live. Again, hopefully you learned something. It's beneficial. I have my first... Right, this sounds like you booked your theory test and now you're going to study. You should be studying first, then book your theory test. But it's done. Which of the series do you recommend? Any one of them. They're all the same. I've done with all of them. With the series, there's Practice Makes You Better and Study With Me, I think it is. The Study With Me, again, this is going back a little while, is 15 questions that gives you a head start. But it covers all 14 sections. And on the Practice With Me, I think it's 20 questions. But either one of those, it just gives you a head start. So it gives you tips, hints, tips, tricks, and it covers all the categories. So you can start with any one of those series. But if your test is on the 29th, 18th, 25th, so it's 2.5 weeks away. Again, how much studying are you going to do? That's the first thing I would suggest. I would, again, without knowing you, assuming you're going to do a decent amount of studying, I would use the app alongside those playlists. So Study With Me and Practice Makes You Better. I'll definitely use the app alongside those because you've only got about 18th, 25th, 2.5 weeks, give or take. So that's what I would do. I would also add, for anyone who's booked a test, some of you, I've had a lot of emails that I booked my theory test, but I don't feel ready, but I'm going for it. You can postpone your test, by the way. You don't have to go for it. As long as with the theory test, it's 3 working days. As long as you cancel, so the email that you should have got, it will have the cancellation date on there. You can postpone it and push it back. You don't have to cancel it altogether. Just go on the website, log in, and then push it back to a date that's more suitable. You don't have to take it because remember, if you're taking it, failing it, 1, it's going to damage your confidence. 2, it's costing you money. So just push it back if you're not ready. And same thing for your driving test as well. You don't have to go for your driving test, but the driving test is 10 working days you've got to give them notice for. I know sometimes it's just easier to take your test because it's there, but it can damage your confidence. Especially if you're doing it 2 or 3 times, which is since I spoke about the course, the amount of emails I get, someone's failed 5 times, 22 times, one of them. And that's the highest that I know. In a classroom, I've had 22 times someone failed it, 21 times, 20 times. And they're coming. And I'll be honest with you, they're paying the money. The guy that failed 22 times, he's actually paying the money to just do the theory test. And what my course is valued at, because he could drive. So actually, when he passed his theory test, this was before COVID, by the way. So we literally, he passed the theory test on a Friday, and he's had his driving test the following week and went on to pass. But he literally paid a lot of money just to pass the theory side of it because he was desperate. Is the DVLA app good? It's decent. I think they've had an update recently, so I've not checked it out. But before the update, for me, it wasn't as fluid and easy to use as the driving test success. That's one of the reasons I like it, because they just had an update as well. Funny enough, when I tried to set up the hazard perception for this session, they just had an update as well. So I've not gone through the driving test success app since the update. But I'm not going to change anyway, regardless, unless it's really, really bad. But the answer to your question, the DVLA app is decent. I'm not saying it's not, but I just don't find it user-friendly before they updated it. That's why I don't use it. But I need to check it out just to see, because, again, I would be recommending apps for you guys who come through the course as well. But go for the driving test success. Why change? It's recommended, it's been used. Half the people on my channels used it. So why go for something different? As I'm not being sarcastic when I say this, study. That's the only way you're going to pass it. Unless I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, my dyslexia's not kicking in. How can you pass? Study. There's no other way. How you study is a different story, but study is the only way. Sorry, 4C. C is the common answer. What's the question? C is the correct answer, by the way, but don't let narrow section of road fool you. Horses coming down the road. Again, another little tip for you free of charge. Cyclists, horses, and lorries, the answer is always going to be similar. Stay behind the ladder and plenty of space, plenty of room. It's never going to be any different. What should you do while you're driving or riding along a motorway? What should you do? Panic. Thank you for that. Almost read this wrong. He says your next step is practice and racing. I thought you were talking about racing as in driving, but racing for a test slot for May. That's realistic based on the waiting times. I'm assuming that you're going to take your test in Chelmsford as well. So hopefully that goes well for you. Like, again, thank you. I appreciate you guys come back and let me know how you got on. Yeah, I just answered that. For me, the best is driving test success. But like I said, I'm not knocking the other ones. I'm not saying the others are rubbish. It's just that I use driving test success. That's the only one I could really comment on. Secure the place on the course is when it goes live next Monday. The sales page goes live Monday after this stream. But when I say after the stream, it goes live 7 o'clock. So I need to pull it up. So I need time after the stream. So it goes live. The sales page goes live at 7 o'clock. I literally just finished the page today. That goes live at 7 p.m. next Monday. I will add as well, I'm going live on Wednesday to talk about the course. I'm getting a lot of emails from the people on the waiting list talking about the course, what's involved, is it right for them, blah, blah, blah. And you have received emails after you signed up for me introducing myself via the email, and also explaining who the course is for and who the course is not for. But I'm still getting emails from confused pupils whether it's right for them or not. So I'm going live Wednesday at 4:30 to talk about the course and course only. So I'm not doing a mock test or anything like that. It's just to talk about the course, which is named Theory Test Made Simple. And I will show you the back end. So I will show you guys on the inside of what it's like and how the videos are done and the slides I use in the classroom. So you get a bit more detail on Wednesday if you join that as well. And hopefully by Wednesday, I would have done everything that I need to do and it'd be priced up, and I'm going to let you know what the price is as well on Wednesday. Pedals. If you're doing manual, clutch, play around with the biting point. So I'll turn the car on, go into first gear, just bring the clutch up to the biting point, get used to the biting point, because the biting point or clutch control is massive on your first few lessons. Brake and gas, if you're doing automatic, obviously brake and gas, play around with that, see how sensitive it is. And if you're doing manual, gear changes first to second, especially because that's what you should do on the first lesson, and then second to third, third back to second is what I would practice before your first lesson. If you've got someone that can go with you and take you into a car park, practice steering as well. Right, what are we on? 5. Congratulations on my wife and I. Both of you passed. Well done to both of you. Say congratulations to your wife when you see her, if she's not with you. And thank you for coming and let me know how you got on. So are both of you going to look to do driving lessons now? Or are both of you got driving experience or looking for a driving test? Right, here we are. Someone's gone for a B. Right, the common answer seems to be C. Someone went for a B. Let me just read this. Someone went for B. Concentrate more. That's something. That's the common answer in the classroom when we have this question come up. You should be concentrating anyway. The key there is, what should you do? What should you do? And the answer C, look much further than you would on other roads. The reason being, you're on the motorway. You can see at least a mile ahead on the motorway because there's no bends on the motorway. There's gentle curves, but there's no bends. So you can see at least a mile ahead on the motorway. You can't see a mile ahead on other roads. And you're driving at 70 miles now. So you have to plan your lane changes and read the signs a lot sooner. So just look much further ahead. What does this sign mean? Remember, always look at the images and then go to your options. So Owen Evans says, I use 4-in-1 app and I've done all the categories and hazards and theory. I have become very confident and it would recommend using Highway Code Book. Again, that's the reason why I say the 4-in-1, because it has the Highway Code built in to the app. Yeah, I probably agree with you there because I didn't work today, so I've saved my voice for this session. But I'm going to try and talk less so I can do your question answers. So because you guys are typing so fast and so many comments and questions, I like to be thorough. Oh, that's a shame. I lost my driver's license a couple of days ago and I have a free test. What should I do? What do you mean by have a free test? Just give me some clarification on what do you mean by I have a free test? What should I do? Sorry. Oh, Mary's, glad you're back. Sorry to hear that, to be honest. Yeah, got 9 questions wrong. So again, what you need to do, you got a baseline. So go to the sheet they gave you, look at the categories, re-study those categories, and then familiarize yourself with the questions you're obviously stronger in, and then look to book another test. And hopefully you get it the next time around, because now you've got the experience of taking one. I'm only going live on Wednesday to talk about the course, not to do theory training or answer theory test questions. It's only going to be live to talk about the course. As I said, so many emails are coming through that I can't respond to all of them. A live is going to be easier. If you can't make the live, sorry, it's Wednesday 4:30. The notice is already up on YouTube if you haven't seen it, but it's Wednesday 4:30 where I'm going to talk about the course and the course only. And if you miss it or can't make it on Wednesday, I'm going to leave it up on YouTube. I'm not going to take it down. Leave it up so you can revisit and watch the replay. Someone's at my front door. First of all, congratulations on passing. Just missed 2 questions. I'm assuming you got 48 out of 50. And thank you for coming back and letting me know. What number are we on? Number 6. Right, the common answer is 6A, which is no entry. Red circle means no, so it's no entry on this one. What does it mean when a moving vehicle is showing a flashing amber beacon? You've got driving experience. Just go ahead to book my practical test automatic. I'm assuming you've passed the theory test. That means that's the reason why you can go and book straight ahead. I wouldn't recommend that, to be honest. I would go for a driving lesson, even if it's just an assessment. Get the driving instructor to assess your driving, because just because you've got driving experience, it doesn't mean that you're going to drive the way the examiner wants you to drive. So just get an assessment and then go from there. A decent instructor will pick up any bad habits that the examiner won't accept. So that's my advice with that. Because to book a driving test, it's going to cost you £62. And the waiting time is long. So to go for it, take it, fail it, when you could have probably got your habits sorted out, then to go to the back of the queue for another 4 or 5 months, you might as well just do an assessment lesson and get that sorted out, and hopefully you go and take it and pass first time. Congratulations on passing, and again, thanking you for letting me know how you got on. Hopefully that's not a Spurs connotation. MJCOYS. No problem. No problem. I'm glad you're finding it helpful. Okay. Yeah, the DVSA has the because they're the one who set the questions. So, but like I said, it's no different because it's licensed, just like Driving Test Success, Ferry Test Pro. I'm licensed, so the questions you see on the course is exactly the same you got in the app. The difference is I filmed all the answers, whereas you only get the explanations, and that is it. Where I filmed all the answers, gave the explanation, gave you hints, tips, tricks along the way. So it's a little bit more in depth than the apps. But like I said, all the apps are pretty much the same if you're paying for it. $4.99 at this point in time. I'm trying to find the sevens. There we go, the first one. Common answers, D. I doubt it. My Amazon man doesn't knock the door like that. He literally rings the bell, drops it outside the door, and goes about his business. So whoever's knocking like that is not Amazon. Trust me. Not my driver anyway. They should know I go live every Monday, so I'm not answering the door. That makes no sense. Means a slower moving vehicle. Amber light, yes, slower moving vehicle. So it's D. You're approaching this roundabout. What should you do when a cyclist is keeping to the left while signaling to turn right? This question is similar to the one with the horses on a narrow road. And that's what I'm saying. If you understand it, regardless of if it's a horse, cyclist, you're going to know what the answer is. So if you remember what I said, you'll know what the answer is on this quite easily. Wednesday is not a class. It's just a live stream to explain and talk about the course. It's only be about 20 minutes, half hour, give or take. Like I said, I'm just going to address all the questions I'm getting via email. So it's not a class. It's just like this stream. It should be on YouTube somewhere because I did promote it from Sunday. So you see the thumbnail at some point. Hasn't got my image on there. Most of my live streams have got my image on there, but it's just literally theory test made simple. Wednesday 4:30. So it's not a class. It's not paid. It's just a stream. If you can't make it, I'm leaving it up on YouTube so you can watch the replay. It's just to address all the questions I'm getting because I'm typing out emails like it's going out of fashion. Oh, past the multiple choice, got 27 has a perception. Again, go to your paperwork. If you've got 27, I must admit, that's going to be lots of zeros. So there's not much you can do about that other than revisit the app and then review each video in turn when you click, because obviously you're clicking too early, too late. But with the paperwork, they don't tell you if it's too early, too late. It just tells you got 0. So yeah, you're going to have to revisit that. That's a shame. Hello. Well, again, you got a baseline. So you pass the questions, but you click too many times. If you're clicking too many times, let's read this again. If you're clicking too many times on a hazard perception, you're clicking on stuff that don't exist. That's why you would have clicked too many times and got zeros on that. If you click on problems that exist, you wouldn't have clicked too many times unless you're clicking 4 or 5 times on one hazard that does exist. Again, if you've got any questions, SBR, put it in the chat so we can send you in there stronger tomorrow, more confident. But good luck with it. Come back next week, let us know how you got on. Heather, hello and welcome. Right, most of you gone for C, but there's a couple of A's on there. Right, someone's gone for, you're never going to sound your horn. It's dangerous. So you're not going to sound your horn. Maybe it's got to lead to a safe outcome or controlled outcome. Sounding horn doesn't lead with a cyclist or horse rider. It doesn't lead to a safe outcome. Allow them space. Again, I'd say again, the tip, cyclists, horses, lorries, you're always going to allow them plenty of space, slow down, wait behind whatever the options they give you. So the other questions with this can be worded, a cyclist, horse rider signals left or right, which direction can they go? And it's any direction. Hence why he's signaling right from the left-hand lane. They choose the safest option for them, not the same route as a car. Oh, lots of signs. Which sign means turn left ahead? Gilberto, I passed today. Congratulations. And thank you for coming to the live stream to let me know you passed. I fully appreciate that. And hopefully you are looking to take driving lessons or looking to book a driving test. SBR, nerves is a good thing. I said this last week as well. Nerves is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Just don't let the nerves control you. You don't. That's the whole point of hazards. If you know what it is, then it's not a hazard. If you know there's two hazards on there and where they are, it wouldn't be a hazard because you know it's there. A hazard is something that you don't know is going to happen. On the hazard perception, you're looking for what we call the developing hazard, something that's going to call you to slow down, and sometimes unexpectedly. So you're trying to anticipate that in real life driving. So you don't know which one has got two hazards on there. Hence why you got to keep clicking through all 14 videos. But I will do a demonstration before we sign off. Again, someone's gone for an A. I've got to assume that the majority of you that goes for B's has got to be the correct answer. But some of you are going for A's as well. Heather, I'm assuming you just arrived, but please put the question number. I'm assuming that's for number 9. Please put 9B because there's a delay between me and YouTube and you and YouTube. Just make sure we're on the same page. Another pass, congratulations. Well, I wish you luck with that tomorrow. Right, most of you gone for B. Which sign means turn left ahead? Again, someone went for A. This is turn left. This is turn left ahead. So I don't know if you can see my mouse on there. I can't get my other cursor up. Go straight, turn left. So go left ahead. So go straight ahead, then turn left. Hence why it's B. What does this sign mean? Again, always look at the image and then go from there. Rita, you have to pick one on the day. You can't go between A and B. You have to pick one. And that's another thing as well. On the real test, you can flag. So if you're not sure, pick your option, flag it, move on. And then when you finished your 50th question, go back to the flagged ones. Because if you only flagged 1 or 2 that you wasn't sure of, and you kind of know the other 48, you're passing anyway. So don't stress over something. So if you don't know what the answer is to a question, flag it, move on, then go back for it when you've got more time. Otherwise, you can stress over that question when you've got the others to answer. Oh, this is fast. 10. It's come through already. Kinga, not seen you before. Welcome. Or maybe I've not seen your avatar before. Don't recognize the name though, but welcome. Right, most of you have gone for A. How was A? Distance to parking place ahead. Let's click that. Yep, it's correct. You're traveling at the legal speed limit. What should you do if a vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? Miss Becky, welcome. Oh, wow, today. Hopefully you've studied and it's been going well. There's a lot of resources on the channel, especially the playlist, Practice With Me, Practice Makes You Better, Study With Me series. And if you've got any questions, put it in the chat before we sign off. And hopefully I can answer them for you and send you in there on Wednesday a lot more confident. And I wish you luck with it. Hopefully you come back next week and let us know how you got on. Heather, 19th, next Tuesday. Fourth time. Well, first and foremost, I wish you luck with that. Hopefully you've learned from the mistakes of the previous three. While you're studying this week, any concerns that you have, any questions you may have, jot them down on a piece of paper. Come back next week, Monday, because it'll be the day before your test. And let me try and answer it, clear up any doubts or questions you may have. If you've got any now, type it in the chat. Let me help you out. And hopefully we get it the fourth time. How many hazards questions do we get in a mock? Right, let me just clarify. Do you mean the hazard perception videos or hazard perception questions? Do you literally mean questions or do you mean the videos? If it's the videos, it's 14 videos. And that runs and runs. Once you click start on that side of the test, it runs and runs. The videos last about 45 seconds to a minute each. And if you're talking about the questions on the 50 question mock test or the real test, that, because there is hazard perception questions on there, or hazard questions, I won't say hazard perception questions, hazard questions on there. That could be anything from 1 up to 5 or 6. But if it's the videos, I'm assuming you're talking about videos. That's 14. Thank you, I appreciate that. 11. That's the first ones. No, it's not paid. It's not a class. It's just me talking about the course and addressing the questions that I'm getting from the email. And it's on YouTube. It's just like this stream. It's just on YouTube. Click on the thumbnail. You should see it. It's up live now. I say live. It's the thumbnail is up now because I've done it on Sunday. So if you can find it or go to my channel, it's on there. But it is free and I'm just talking about the course. It's not a class. Again, most of you are in agreement. C was an obvious one. Allow the vehicle to overtake it. Yes, allow the vehicle to overtake it. It could be unmarked police car. That's the reason why. Your insurer will issue you with an insurance certificate. When must you produce this document for inspection? Well, welcome. Hopefully you learned something from this and keep coming back until you pass. No problem. Yeah, it's the videos. Yeah, it's as I said, 14 videos, and one of them's got a double. Dolores, you're late, but you're here. That's the main thing. 12. And got a difference of opinion. Right, most of you gone for D. I wish you luck. Come back next week and let us know how you got on. Common answer was D. Yeah, police, legal. They're the only people that you can ask for your insurance details, and you have to produce it to them. Anybody else asks for it, you don't have to give it to them. You want to turn left at this junction. What should you do if your view of the main road is restricted? So if you can't see here, what should you do? Again, please, if you're asking a question, please put a Q in Q semicolon. It makes it easier for me to find. I just found this by chance. What's the difference between level crossing? They're not even close. A level crossing is for trains to cross, and a carriageway is just a road they want to keep clear. A carriageway is what the car drives on. It's old-fashioned, where horse and carriageway, horse and cart back in the day. So a carriageway is the road that the car drives on. A level crossing is where the train goes over. And sometimes they've got the gates or barriers and the flashing lights. That's the difference. Right, someone's gone for a C. Let me just put this back up. Someone's gone for a C. Right, common answer is B, but someone's gone for a C. What is C? Stay well back. Right, read the question carefully. You want to turn left at this junction. What should you do if your view of the main road is restricted? If it's restricted at the give way line, you staying well back and wait is going to be even worse because you can't even see what's going on. So it's going to be stop at the line. Approach slowly and edge. That's what we call clutch control. So you stop at the line and then you peep, what we call peep and creep, and then use clutch control to come out. What does this sign mean? Again, remember, always look at the image first and then go from there. It's no problem. Again, please put a Q semicolon in front of the question, otherwise I may miss it. How should you signal if you're going straight ahead of the roundabout, which is a fairy test question? You don't signal approach, you signal after the exit you no longer need. And when they talk about roundabouts on the theory test, just in case you don't know or didn't know, they're talking about big roundabouts. So I'll just repeat the answer. There's no signal on approach to a roundabout to go straight ahead, but you signal after the exit you no longer need, or signal before leaving the roundabout is another way they can word it. Someone's gone for a D. Again, the majority, if you've gone. Right, 14A. So someone went for, can't remember what it was now. B, uneven road. Right. It's A. The way that I normally explain it in the classroom, read it from left to right like you do a book. So same way I would read from left to right, what does this sign mean? If you go in, if you hopefully can see my little cursor or mouse, going from left, it would be going up. And because it's going down, it's steep hill down, because they can show you both images on the real test, going up and going down. So read it from left to right, go up. So it's steep hill upwards. In this case, it's going down by 10%. How will a school crossing patrol signal you to stop? My first time I fell 42 out of 50 and 51 out of 75. Well, I wish you luck on Thursday, Abina. Hopefully you studied the categories, because I got 8 questions wrong. So hopefully you studied the categories, you got the questions wrong in, and hopefully you'd be successful in the next attempt. Come back and let us know how you got on. Dolores, I will do a hazard perception demo after this 20 question mock test. So if you stick around, I'll do a demonstration on that. Oh, wow. I mean, well, thank you for being there, first and foremost, before your test. If you've got any questions, please jot it down in the comments so I can answer it. But good luck with it. Please come back next week. Let us know how you got on. Again, majority if you're going for these. So I'm assuming it's going to be correct. D by displaying the stop sign. Yes. There's been a collision. How can you help a driver who's suffering from shock? The app that I'm using is Driving Test Success, the desktop app, but it's a subscription, as in the driving instructors one normally. It comes up better on screen for me to do the lives rather than me doing the app on the iPad or the phone. So it's still the Driving Test Success app, but it's the desktop version, which is a subscription version, normally used by driving instructors. Again, the majority of you on first glance is going for A's. No difference of opinion. So got to assume that's correct. Reassure and confidence. Reassure them means talking to them about anything and everything under the sun, but don't use phrases like "you'll be fine," "you'll be okay." You can't give people false hope in situations like that. So stay away from those type of phrases. But talk to them. Make sure they know that someone's there for them. That's the reason why the answer is what it is. When may use hazard warning lights? Come. Again, the majority of you are gone for A's. Yeah, when may use a hazard, it's got hazard in the question, warning lights, and A as hazard in the answer. So like I said, you can look for little clues. Doesn't always work, but if you break the question down, has it got hazard here and hazard here, see if it makes sense, and then click on that. So like I said, there's always, not always, but sometimes there's clues in the question or answers. You just have to be calm enough to work it out. And that's what I'm saying as well. Don't let the nerves stress you out in there, because once you get stressed, you don't see the obvious clues in the questions. You're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. Neither you or your passengers are disabled. What should you do if the only 3 spaces are marked for disabled drivers? I think I've done that one already. Right, these are ones that's coming through kind of late, 17s. And now we've got 18 already, fast internet connection. Just waiting for them to come through. Here we go now. Coming through. Right, most of you have gone for C. Yeah, wait for a regular parking spot. You're not disabled, so do not do it. You're driving past parked cars. What should you do if you see a bicycle wheel sticking out between the cars? Annie, thank you for keep sharing the link, and congratulations on passing. And again, thank you for coming back and let me know how you got on. Again, the most of you, again, gone for D's. Or someone's gone for a C. Let's look at D. Let's look at C. Slow down. Oh, no. Once you got wave in your answer, it's wrong. If you wave or flash your lights on a driving test, it's over. Your exam's going to fail you for it. The exam only goes by the official signals in the highway code, and waving is not one of them, so you'll fail your test for that. So again, if you go back to what I said about cyclists, the question is, it's got a bicycle wheel. Slow down. It's always going to be slow down, allow them plenty of space, allow them plenty of room. Doesn't change. Slow down, be prepared to stop for a cyclist. You want to put a rear-facing baby seat on the front passenger seat. What must you do if the passenger seat is protected by a frontal airbag? No problem, Annie. Seems like the majority of you have gone for B. Rita's got 19 out of 20. Again, if you break it down, frontal airbag is the clue. If you go with A, no airbag in it. C, no airbag in it. D, no airbag in it. So by default, you're left with B. Deactivate the airbag. So turn the airbag off just in case it goes off accidentally. It's a possible injury or suffocation for the child. That's the reason why, just in case you didn't know why you turn the airbag off. As I said, it's about understanding the question. If you understand why you got to turn it off, then it's going to register with you. So regardless of how they word it on the real test, you're always going to go for the correct answer. So it's going to be B. And again, I did this last week. I'm going to do it again this week. For those of you that's taken a theory test, failed it. And this is why I say go through the category sections where you got the questions wrong. And hopefully you can see this. Road and traffic signs, 5 questions. Attitude, 2 questions. Hazard and awareness, 3 questions. Vulnerable road users, 5 questions. Motorway rules, 1. Documents, 1. Instance, accidents and emergency, 1. Rules of the road, 1. Safety in your vehicle, 1. So for example, if your road and traffic signs and what's the other one, vulnerable road users was weak, that's 10 possible questions you can get wrong because you got 5, and this is only a 20 question mock test, remember. So if it's 20 question mock test, if you double it, that could be a 10 road traffic signs and 10 vulnerable road users. And that's why I stress study the categories inside out, because you don't know what combination you're going to get. So hopefully that helped you guys. Let me go to this one, makes a bit of sense. So let me just catch up with the comments and then I'll see if the hazard perception's working, because as I said earlier on, they've done an update and I was struggling to get in to set it up in time for the live. I wish you luck with that. Again, hopefully come back next week and let us know how you got on. Lucy. Again, 2 marks away, which means you got 41. You got 9 questions wrong. That's how you want to tackle it. You got 9 questions wrong. As I just showed you the categories, if you tell yourself you're only 2 away, it's the way the brain works. You're going to study just to get the 2 marks to pass. You got 9 questions wrong, which means you're going to study harder. If you can say to yourself, I've got 9 questions wrong, you're going to study harder to get the 9 questions right. And if you fall short, you fall over the line. Whereas if you go for just a 2 and you fall short, you're going to fail. So this is for all of you guys. I know you need 2 more questions. In this case, you need 2 more questions to pass, but you have to look at the bigger picture. You got 9 questions wrong. And that's the way, like I said, in the classroom, I'll work on mindset, because once I can get the mind working and the brain working the way it needs to work, they're going to pass anyway. But if I start to deal with, oh, you only got 2 questions wrong, work harder, study harder, do more stuff at home, they're going to fail. Hence why my pass rate is pretty high, because it's mindset. It's not necessarily about study. It sounds weird. It's not about studying the questions. It's about having the right mindset and getting the brain to think the right way it needs to think. Right, that's the last comment I can see on there. Right, let me just see if this is going to work. So hazard perception. Before I start talking about hazard perception, let me just see if it works first. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait till next week. Right, let's see if you guys can see this. So far, so good. Okay, Miss Becky, you're heading in the right direction. 2 better than last time. But again, like I said, you still got 9 questions wrong. Because you've taken 2 tests, you got the advantage of 2 paperworks. Hopefully you didn't throw it away. Put the paperwork side by side and see if there's a common denominator in the categories. So for example, your first attempt, if you got road signs, I don't know, 3 wrong, and then you got road signs on the next one wrong, there's a common theme there. That means your road signs are weak because you got questions wrong on both of them, and do it that way. And that's why I say sometimes it's, as much as you fail a theory test, it's not the end of the world. It gives you a baseline of what to do next. So like I said, look for common themes and hopefully you get it on the 3rd attempt. KJ, congratulations on passing. Binge watch, not something, that's not my favorite thing, but it's worked for you. 46 and 62, well done. If you're talking about the real test, you can't review. They will just give you the categories because they don't want you to go away. Back in the day, they used to give you the answers. And what they found was the student went home, memorized what the answers was, go back for the next test, and then failed it because the questions were different. So they decided not to do that anymore. They want you to fully understand it. So you can't review the answers you got wrong on the real test, but on the apps you can. Again, I speak for driving test success. Once you click finish, you can go onto the wrong answers and review it back, which is what I do with my students in the classroom every week. No problem. Traffic light questions, a tip for that. When you think about traffic light questions, go from bottom to top because it's single colors. So it's green, steady amber, red, and then it comes back down in double, red and amber, then green. So whatever question they ask, if you imagine that you're going up, it gives you the answer, if you know what I mean. So example, what color comes next after steady amber? If you go up, single colors, you know it's going to be red. What color comes after red and amber? Going down on this occasion, it's going to be green. I have got a traffic light one on my channel as well, which covers all the lights, pelican, puffin, tiger. So again, watch that. It gives you tips in that as well. All right, let me do the hazard perception. Mayo, first of all, congratulations. Sorry. Congratulations and thank you for coming to let me know. You guys coming back to let me know that you've passed. It's an inspiration for me and motivation for me to keep going and doing what I'm doing as well. Because if I knew no one was taking information and fail as well, I need to know this so I can keep going. If no one gave me feedback, I just think, well, no one's seeing it, no one's watching, it's not helping. I wouldn't keep doing it. So you guys actually coming back to the lives and saying, and in the YouTube comments as well, as much as I'm not in the YouTube comments in terms of answering as I used to be before I took ill, I'm still reading the comments and there's lots of comments in there thanking me, saying they failed, they need help, blah, blah, blah. Hence why the course is being rushed out, if you like, before the year ends. Because the 20 people that come into the course, I want them to pass either by the end of the year, if we can get the dates for them, or early in January, so they've got a good start to 2025. So I do fully appreciate you guys coming and let me know what your result is, pass or fail one way or the other. It's still a positive motivation for me. But anyway, that's not why you want to be watching me now. It's Hazard Perception. So Hazard Perception, 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazard score 5. One of them's got a double hazard score 10, 2 5s. So with every video, you need to keep clicking. You don't know what it's going to come up at what time. It is the developing hazard you're looking for. There's 2 types of hazards: potential, it could be a problem, and the developing, it is a problem. It turns into one that causes you to slow down or change direction. The click you do, i.e. the red flag that's registered on the app or your phone, it is you checking the mirror. So if you was taking driving lessons in that video, you see the problem, click, i.e. problem, check mirror. Let me just quickly show you. I do this every week. So I'm going to show you again. If you look at box 14, that's your hazard perception right there. Use of mirrors before you signal, change our direction, change the speed. The mirror section on the driving test is massive. Your mirrors has to be strong. And that's the reason why they introduced the hazard perception. So going back to this. So let's just choose one that I've not done before. Right, sign telling me a problem coming up. A Ford should be driving slowly to go across it. This video seems sluggish. It's really slow. A bridge I can't see around the corner, so I'm going to click. A bend I can't see around, so I'm going to click just in case. It should always be a what if. I can't see around the bend. What if something's coming? Another hump bridge. And notice I'm always going for 2 clicks. There's a tractor. On my left, there's a tractor sign, so it's got to be tallied. I'm going to click again just to make sure. Oops. So that's the one that's caused me to slow down. So that's the one I should get marked on if it wasn't a double hazard. 3 out of 5. So with what you guys want to do is review your clips. So I'm just going to speed this up because all those didn't matter. Right, let me just pause it there. So there you go. I've done 2 clicks there. Let me just rewind it back so you guys can see. Hopefully, guys, you can see my flags. There's my first click. Always go for 2 clicks. And there's my second one, which is just outside the 5. But the situation has moved on as the tractor comes into view. So I've clicked again. So now I've got a score. And that's what it's about. It's just getting a score. It's not even about seeing it because I've seen it and I've got a 0, but I've made sure I get a score. So there's nothing wrong with clicking again. As I said, if you click on problems that exist, the tractor one did exist, hence why it's got 4 clicks from me on 1 problem. I still did not get kicked out. So that's the reason why you need to be clicking on stuff that exists. Right, let me just check on the comments to see if that makes sense to you guys. And there's no comments there, so I'm assuming you guys fully understand it. Let me just do another one. Let me see if I can find a double. Is that a double? Right, let's try this one. Shit, iPad. Ooh, I ain't seen this one before. CGIs. When you do your test for real, another hump bridge. Police. So that's caused me to slow down. So probably that's what I'm going to get marked on. But I remember, keep clicking. But when you do your test for real, all the clips are CGI, so they're a lot clearer, a lot sharper. again on my side of the road. I got a funny feeling I did really bad in this one. I've not seen this one before. And the hazards were very close together with the police car and the car coming off the bridge. I'm going to click on that. Can't see around the bend. What's that? 6 out of 10. So I remember you got average 3 per clip on your double. You got average at least a 6, 2 threes. So let's see where I could have improved. So I think it's a 4 on that one. That's the way it looks, but that's where I've clicked. Hopefully you can see that. Let me know in the chat if you can see it. And then they moved on to the next one. I think it's the one with the bike. I knew that was late. Yeah, and there's the other click on that one. So the second click was well after. But as I said, as long as you average 3 across the board, you're going to pass. That's the main thing, is to get scores on each video. All right, let me just see what you guys are saying. There's no amount of clicks. Every video is going to be different. And if you go in there with the mind, again, I keep talking about mindset. If you go in there with the mindset of how many clicks you can do or counting your clicks, the chances are you're going to fail. If you click on problems that exist, you won't be failing for it. But if you go around counting 10 clicks, 12 clicks, 14 clicks, the chances are you're going to fail for it. So just click on problems. And also what you guys are forgetting as well, just based on what Miss Becky said, how many clicks are you allowed? I was scared of clicking too many times and ended up failing totally. There you go. When you practice at home, you're practicing what you're going to do in a real test. That's what the practice is for. So there's nothing wrong with clicking too many times at home. Then what you're going to do when you review it back, you're going to refine the clicks and realize you don't need that many clicks. Practice makes you better. So what you're doing at home is to practice the questions, practice the answers, and you're practicing the clicks. So when you go in there, you're ready for it. So the question is, why are you going to a real test still worrying about clicking too many times? That suggests you didn't refine the clicks at home. Let me just come out of that. Well, thank you first and foremost for trying to track me down. And thank you for letting me know that you passed. Well done to you. What's your next step? Driving lessons, or you're looking to take a driving test? I know you was on the lives before I signed off in May. I think the last live was. It's not that important. The signs are telling you the problem's coming. There's nothing wrong with clicking on the signs, but the sign is telling you there's a problem coming. Like the tractor one that I just did previously, it told me there's a tractor there. I saw the tractor, I clicked. So I didn't really click for the sign. I clicked because I saw the sign and then I saw the tractor. So I clicked on that and then I left it a little bit later and clicked on the tractor. So clicking on signs isn't that important, but it is telling you a hazard's coming out, especially if it's a bend, roadworks, that type of thing. So if you don't click on the signs, as you get closer, look for what the sign's trying to tell you, i.e. a bend or roadworks. No problem. Linda, test is 14. That's 3 days away. The only help you're going to get with that is jump on the channel. There's a 2 playlist with all the categories done in there, but not all the questions. Gives you a head start. Practice makes you better series and study with me series. And hopefully you can get binge watch it. That's not my favorite thing, but you've only got 3 days. So that's the quickest way to get the knowledge. with that. So there's no other comments on there about the hazard perception. So I'm assuming you guys are all right with that. And there's no other questions. So I'm going to let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to go back to finishing off the course. I've got some PDFs to upload in time for Wednesday demonstration. So for those of you that are on the waiting list, who got questions, doubts, concerns, because so many emails have come through, I am going live on Wednesday, 4:30 on the channel. The thumbnail is already up. I haven't got my face in it. It's just fairy test made simple. So when the time comes, click on that. It's another live session, but I'm just answering questions about the course. I'm not doing another mock test. I'm not doing hazard perception demonstration. So hopefully that will help you guys out, ready for the release on Monday at 7 o'clock. I will also add as well, some of you, I won't say bribing me, trying to offer me money to reserve your space. It'd be unfair for me to do that, to take money now to reserve your space. Unfortunately, like I said, the course is released on Monday. It's only 20 people. The reason for that, I've had a few family members and friends test it out for me, but I need you guys to test it out. So those 20 people are going to test it for me. They're going to get a cheaper price when the time comes, and then I'll tweak it with their positive comments and negative comments. And then it's going to go live properly on January the 6th. And technically it's going to be open all year round, unless there's more than 40, 50 people in there, because I think that's way too much for me to manage to give you my full attention. Because me, it's not about getting you guys in. It's about getting you the result while you're in there, because otherwise it's pointless in me doing it. But like I said, that's the way it works. So on Wednesday, 4:30, same place. I'm leaving it on YouTube. So if you can't make it, don't stress. It will be live for you to watch the replay session. So hopefully I'll catch you on Wednesday. If not, I'll catch you back next Monday. For those of you who've got tests coming up, I wish you the best of luck with that. Keep studying until your test comes up, and stay safe, stay strong. And I'll catch the rest of you guys back next Monday live. Take care.